Hey everyone, hope you're having a wonderful day today. I've got Aveta joining me today as we discuss 5 things that I have found through my reptile keeping and with breeding to be absolutely game changers as far as upping just my husbandry in general, and also aiding in some safety and having some peace of mind when it comes to having so many snakes in my house and everything like that. So, if you're interested in learning what these things are, stick around. Again, I'm Jack, and this is my Aveta girl, and you're watching Python Addiction. Again, thanks for joining. Going back to before I really started keeping reptiles on the larger scale, there's 5 different things that I had wished that I had known about. More so even when I was keeping just bearded dragons way in the past. So I'm going to kind of go through five different things that make sense when it comes to owning one reptile, or if you're starting a breeding operation or you have a larger collection, things that you might want to consider to upgrade or to add to what you currently have. I'm going to put her off to the side, back in her enclosure here, and we're going to get started. So number one is going to be a simple one. Many different people have recommended this. I think it's an essential, and it should be something that every reptile owner has in their arsenal, period. And that is F10. You can get this right on Amazon. This bottle is like $20, and it will last you a while because you're only using a certain amount of it when you're mixing it in with like a spray bottle, a 32-ounce thing of water to create a cleaning spray. This is absolutely a game changer and essential. And I won't get into details on it, but with some of the rescue stuff that I've done, my vet has actually recommended me using this. Again, I'm not going to get into major details with that, but this is an essential thing that I think that every single keeper should have, to where they're cleaning out the enclosures. It's 100% safe, cleaning out water dishes, cleaning out hides, cleaning out everything. I use this all the time. It's one of the main go-to things when I make my sprays, to spray everything down, to clean everything up when I'm cleaning out all of my bins for my for all of my hatch trays, when I clean out all the racks, when I clean out the enclosures that are in the other room. It's an essential part of regular keeping for me, and highly, highly recommended. I'll have a link to this and to the other things that I'm talking about in the description below. There will be affiliate links. The price for you doesn't change at all. Everything is linked through Amazon. I just get a very small commission if you click and buy that. That helps to support the channel. The next thing, and I'm going to do a picture of it, a little video of it here, is magnetic knife holder that doubles for me as a tool holder. And I think it's been an absolute game changer for me, having all of the tools and things that I use on a regular basis here in the reptile room, even in the other enclosures. everything goes right, magnets right up to that without any problem. And here's another picture here. You can even make something like this yourself. You don't need to actually go out and buy the magnetic knife blocks. You can actually use smaller magnets or get a little magnet kits and make your own, like what I have pictured here. I actually made that for my friend Toby, who is like my best friend. He's actually the owner for Venus, who you saw in last week's video, who just got done laying her eggs. And I made that for him for his reptile room. So he keeps everything in one place, and you don't have to worry about fishing around or having a drawer. It's up on the wall, it's out of the way, but it's right where you need it when you need it. You know where all of your tools like that are. And I think that that's a really big game changer. The next thing, and this is number 3, as I'm making a whole bunch of noise probably because I'm dropping stuff, is one of these. This is a UPS, and you're probably like, why do you need a computer UPS as a reptile keeper? You can use this as a method or way to back up your heat source for your reptiles. I have these plugged in for all of my racks. I have a larger one that's plugged in specifically for my incubators right here. If the power goes out, your enclosures, your thermostats, they don't lose power. This is a small one that's only about 300 watts and can take, because I use these on like the Vivarium Electronics style racks. I have 2 racks to one of these. So 2 thermostats, or one thermostat that's got 2 plugs on it, and just 1 stack of racks. I could get bigger ones and do something, do a little bit more, but considering that each run of heat tape, it takes about 4 watts per foot max, and there's about 24 feet worth of heat tape per enclosure or per rack that I have. So I'm looking at around 100 watts max worth of power for each of the racks. Mind you, they don't run at 100% all the time. They generally run at around 50%. I'm looking at one of the thermostats right now. They run at around 50% of their actual total capability. So that's 100 watts total, and that unit that I just showed you is a 300 watt unit. So it'll support up to 300 watts. At 300 watts or at full draw, you get about 15 to 20 minutes worth of time on it. If I'm only drawing 100 watts, I'm going to get about 25 to 40 minutes worth of continuous use on that. That can help during small power outages in keeping everything heated up and sustained, and I don't have to worry about it. Having all of them. So this is something that you can get if you only have just one snake. Having your thermostat plugged into the battery side of one of these units, and these units are under $70. They're not super expensive. You can replace the battery once every few years, so the battery is replaceable. Battery for that size units are around $25, $30 at the most. So you can have that little bit of a peace of mind if the power goes out for a little while. You have the ability to where the snake's temperature isn't going to drop, especially if it's like wintertime or something like that, to where the rest of the house may lose power for a while, but you'll know that your reptiles are safe for a little while. The next thing, and this is number 4, things are getting a little bit bigger now, bending down here because I have it here on the floor. This is a automotive steamer. Yes, a steamer. Why a steamer being one of the things that I recommend as a keeper or a breeder? Excellent cleaning. There are times to where you'll get urates that just don't want to come off in bins and stuff like that. I would be a little bit more careful using this on glass if you have glass terrariums or aquariums, but when it comes to the PVC enclosures and the racks, this is perfectly fine. Obviously, you're going to remove your animal from the enclosure, but when you're cleaning, you can use this and steam areas. And this also is a great way to help keep things sanitary for viruses, bacteria, and mites. This gets so hot, at around 220 degrees for the steam, that it's instant death for mites, for their eggs, period. So I use this not only to clean out the bins themselves and to sanitize and sterilize the bins, but I go into the actual racks and steam everything out there. I go behind and steam everything behind, around, as a preventative measure to make sure everything is clean. I do this at least once every month, and it gives me that peace of mind. Number one, those stubborn things don't stay stubborn anymore because I can keep all of the bins nice and clean and not have to worry about things being stuck on or having to scrape it off. Hit it with that, it's done without any problem whatsoever. But doing that deeper clean, like once a month, helps a lot. Now, if you have glass, again, I wouldn't recommend the steamer on the glass, as the glass for most commercially available terrariums is not any type of tempered glass, so it's not going to do well as far as extreme temperature changes. It'll probably crack or break, so please be careful. But cleaning around the surrounding areas and sanitizing and sterilizing all of that is not a bad idea, having a steamer to be able to do that. And again, it works wonders if you happen to be treating for mites or something like that. You can use the little carpet attachment and put it, if you have carpet, steam the carpet in the area to make sure that there's no eggs in that area and everything like that. It's a great utility that's safe and it's clean. I mean, it uses water, so you're not adding chemicals or anything like that when it comes to using it for that factor. But I use it again just as a standard part of my whole monthly cleaning routine, and every 3 months I do a super, super deep clean where I'm literally moving all of my racks, cleaning everything behind it. I do the steam treatments that way with all of that as well. So it's become an essential component of my regular operation, especially with me breeding now. But it's such a useful tool to have, especially for my larger, like my 4x2 enclosures and stuff, to really get those nice and clean. I just got a 4x2x6 that is going to be for a rescue for a boa that's coming in, and using it to clean that because it came into me a little on the dirty side has made that whole process night and day. So it's a very useful tool. And number 5, here's a video right here. Yep, that's right, a generator. And the generator does not have to be big. It can be a smaller one that's like a 1500 watt or around 900 watt peak if you only have a few reptiles, and you can get something a little bit bigger. Price range on something that's a gas-based generator can run from around 170 to around $600 or $700, depending on how big and what features you want. You can also get ones that run on natural gas. and stuff like that if you want to hook it into your home gas line, if you're running natural gas or propane. So there's many different options at many different price ranges, but I recommend having a generator as a way to compensate for longer term power outages. Depending on where you live, you can have rolling outages, or like where I live up here in central New York, power just goes out for no reason. We get ice storms and stuff like that. The power can go out. I actually have within my reptile room here a couple of weighted uh, curtain types of things that will block in this whole room so I can actually run during the winter. I have a small little space heater that will run on the generator without a problem, and the generator that I have will power everything that's here in my reptile room along with what I have for enclosures in my other room. So it'll have everything onto that generator power, and I can keep an ambient temperature between this room and the other room where it needs to be, even if the power goes out in the winter. During the summer months, thankfully, I live in New York. We don't get super hot weather to where I have to really worry about temperatures getting above 90 in my house, thankfully. But if I absolutely had to, I can actually kick on my ACs with the generator and it run without a problem if I needed to cool things down. If I needed to cool things down, I wouldn't need to worry about actually running the power for any of the enclosures then, if it's that warm, depending on where the temperature is. So having a generator, even a small one, is a nice safety net. It's a nice addition to the UPS to be able to have that security. And I know some people may live in apartments and stuff like that to where you may not be able to have a generator. You could get a Jackery, which is basically a larger battery backup that acts like a generator of sorts, and they have solar panels. So even if you're living in a situation to where you might not be able to use a generator, you can still have backup power capabilities even in those situations. I would love to get a Jackery. There's a hint for you, Jackery. If you want to sponsor, please. But no, I would love a Jackery if I could get one. For me, right now, it's a little bit cost prohibitive because they are a little bit more on the expensive side, but they are a great alternative to any type of a gas generator because they don't make noise. And they're a battery. So in most situations that I'm aware of, they would be something that would be allowed even in apartments if you only have, say, one snake or two snakes, and even if you're in an apartment building, you'd still be able to have a way to have battery backup in case there was some type of a power outage. So that's my 5 suggestions when it comes to things that I have found extremely useful in my keeping and how I've progressed, that I have they're essential to me now. And I hope that you all find this type of information helpful. If you have suggestions to other things that might be helpful, or things that you think I might want to look into that I haven't discussed, do put them in the comments below. I'd love to hear your feedback on some of the things that you have found extremely helpful and useful in your keeping or in your situation with breeding that I might be able to benefit from. I love that exchange of information. So please put them in the comments below and I'll definitely take a look at it. Do like this video as well, as that helps to let me know that what I'm putting out to you guys is helpful and useful. And lastly, if you've made it this far, as I've stated in other videos, subscribe, please. And while you're there, hit that notification icon as well, as it'll let you know when I put out new videos. I typically put out a video at least on Mondays. I'm trying to start to get into the realm of doing at least a live stream or something to that effect at least once a week as well, depending on the schedule and what there is to talk about. And if you haven't done so and you're new to the channel, at the end of the video here, you're going to see a recommendation for my giveaway. I'm running a giveaway to try to get to at least 1,000 or more subscribers by the end of September. I'm at like 340 something as of recording this video. It's fluctuated a couple up and down a couple of times since I've recorded this video. So again, please do watch that video that's suggested at the end to learn more on how to enter. But until next time, I'm Jack, and this is Python Addiction.